if there's a player today who you could comfortably say could live in any great era before this one right now, Harry Kane is one of them. And I do believe that. I sit in the same camp. I think he's a player of wonderful ability. He's got more ways to skin a cat than just hitting the ball and rifling it in the bottom corner. He can create. He can drop in as a 10. I think at Bayern now, we're seeing him. I'm seeing some of the clips, some of the positions he's in the pitch, on the edge of his box. He's being seen, I think, around Europe as an even better player than we even saw in the Premier League. And that's, again, testament to his hard work, his desire, his diligence, in his obsessive nature around improving and staying at the top of the game. Yes, guys, welcome to another episode of Rare Presents, brought to you by our trusted partners, Crafted. And guys, Joel Bayer, Steve House, and they're here with me as usual, man. Listen, how you doing, guys? FA Cup weekend just gone?
Doing great, man. You know what? It's just that competition. It's good to be in multiple competitions. You know what I mean? I could afford to spend a good Valentine's, see the scoreline and know that we're not affected. So all blessed, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm right, man. I'm good, man. You know, I was up in Manchester this week. I think, last week, actually. We got a great opportunity to sit with one of the players, Diogo Dalot. Done a great Rio meets with him. Steve, I know you're looking at your phone there saying, where was the invitation? But, you know, sometimes it's got to be a personal trip. It's got to be a one-man trip, man. And, yeah, it's dropping later on this week, actually. We'll give you the details. Just stay tuned, man. Turn the notifications on. But you know what? It was he had a couple of days off just before that happened. I sat with him. I think the players are given a day off. They've got 13 days between the last match and the next match. He wanted to sit down. It was a great chat. He was open. He gave loads of detail about Carrick and the new coaches and what they're really like. Cristiano Ronaldo's importance to him in changing the way that he saw the game and his personal kind of journey. Plus, you know what? He was really honest about Amorim. And quite surprisingly at times, he told us like why that period under Amorim was really important for the way the group is now. So I think
wait. What? Important in what way? Good or bad?
Watch the interview, but it's really like, I mean, when he said it to me, I was like, whoa! But then he explained it, and it was really kind of like I can see where he's coming from, and I think it was a really open and honest conversation, man. And we had a laugh, and you could just see how much actually the not only the club but being in Manchester, the city is to him now as an individual. It's really nice just to see that the context of what the city actually means to him. Now he's the second longest serving player, by the way.
Oh wow!
I've heard what he said about Amorim, and without giving away a bit of the interview, I actually don't think it's as good as everyone's making it out to be. Why is what he's praising Amorim for not something that the senior players are dealing with?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the interview will go into that. But I listen, sometimes I've been in situations where a manager comes in and you go, he's got the reins, just take us. Because that's all we knew. We knew that from Sir Alex Ferguson. There were situations that we would help and sort out. But when it's a new manager, you're waiting for him to set the parameters, to set the reboot of the club, and you're looking to just follow that lead. And
but the things he's on about, changing room wise, wouldn't you have dealt with that? Wouldn't Keane have dealt with that? Wouldn't Scholes and Giggs take care of that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something that we would have. But I think that, listen, we were a seasoned kind of, the operation was running like on autopilot. Like there was guys in there that knew how to run a dressing room, that was successful. These guys are looking to be led to that. And that's where the difference, I think, comes in.
But Rio is still Manchester United. I mean, anyway, listen, I think we could get into this all day long, but
just keep your notifications on because the interview's banging on Thursday.
It really is a big one. And yeah, we've had the preview, we've been able to look at the preview and it's been really good so far. So yeah, massive stuff.
Just before we move on quickly, Steve, I think we should touch on this. Once the interview goes out, we should do a little reacts because I know what point you're talking about and we can talk about it with a bit more depth so people understand it.
Yeah, fine.
All good. All right, cool. So you said it's dropping this week, but I want to bring it back to more important matters at the moment, which is the title race. Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't know why.
You stop crying now.
I haven't been crying.
Really? Don't make me pull a text out from Thursday night, whenever it was.
I haven't been crying. I was concerned, which I should be as a fan. You know, we're still 4 points clear. Sometimes what happens, I have to be honest with you.
How many points cleared? 9?
4. It was 9. It was 9
okay,
2 weeks
it
ago.
was 9 very recently.
Yeah, I
right?
know. Yeah. Well, you know, it's just part
I was looking at 12 at one point, I'm sure, too.
If anybody thinks that you're going to be winning the league and it's all going to be smooth sailing, then I'll tell you what, you have no experience in winning the league.
Whoa,
Everybody, I'm talking to Rio, and I'm talking to Ste. I'm talking to the 6-time Premier League winner, and I'm talking to Ste. You guys, you don't know what it's like to win gold. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is,
Joe, you was the one who was telling us it's over, it's done. Sunglasses out. You've done that so many times. Cigars and a lot. Like, don't start backtracking and saying you've got to be a little bit more conservative about these things and you've got to play the game properly. It's never over till it's over. Well,
it's
coming from
you guys take a bit. First of all, can you take a bit of banner? All right, you know, lighting up the channel and stuff.
You was organising the buffet for the parade, man.
But yeah, look, we've spoken about it right now. Look, it wasn't a good result against Brentford. I wasn't happy, but Rio, I want to throw it back to you. You've been saying Arsenal are going to win the league.
Yes.
I've questioned if you really mean that or if you're just setting us up for a fall. When you saw that result against Brentford, what were your thoughts for our title challenge?
I just thought, let me take myself back to that moment of being in that change room. It's a decent result against a hard team to play against, Brentford. To forget the name and the status of the club. Each season, teams come into the league and teams become a different version of what we knew them as and what their kind of reputation has been. Leicester done it one year, became the team that beat everybody. Do you know what I mean? Brighton have stepped out from the bunch a couple of times and looked like a team who are going to challenge for European positions. And you go, that's a hard place to go now. 5 years ago, maybe Brighton wasn't a harder place to go. You wouldn't have called it that. So Brentford this season, it feels like a hard place to go at times for teams. And it's like Arsenal, I would have been in that change room. And if you're Declan Rice and among others, Gabriel, etc., and Mikel Arteta especially, boys, point away from home. We move on. Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
And as much as the fans, I think you get emotional about it. As players, you can't do that. And the biggest point will be, what was that conversation like? What was the reaction like in the training ground in the coming days after that result? Was it a feeling of, guys, we're letting it slip? I can see it now. We've been here before. Fear starts creeping in. Or is it, you know what, guys, who's going around rallying the troops going, guys, come on, sharpness in training today. Listen, we're going to drop points from now to the end of the season still. It's just making sure we keep tallying them up, making sure we stay ahead of this City boys. We're going to start coming. We know they're coming, but we're ready. And who's having them conversations? And that's where experience comes in. That's where the likes of Jesus might be critical right now, because he's one of the only ones who's won something in a league in that dressing room. So they're going to be looking for answers. They're going to be looking for guidance. And Mikel Arteta, this is where you earn your money.
I agree, Rio. I'm fully with you. Steve, your thoughts, because you were shaking your head throughout.
He was.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing a calm, confident, composed Arteta. I'm seeing someone raging at everything, which tells me he's insecure, which tells me that he's flapping, which tells me that the bottle is being warmed up in the microwave right now. Like, it's getting ready to be brought out. Like, look at the complaints from everyone on the Raya, of all people. Arsenal this week was hilarious. All year you've been going on about set plays this. If you can't, hey, you got to deal with it, yeah? You've got to learn how to deal with this. And then you get a taste of your own medicine. Could you imagine Tony Pulis coming out and be like, I can't believe what they've just done at set plays to us? Because that's what you've just done. You got out Arsenal at a set play and then started crying about it. And the reason you're crying about it is because you can smell what's coming round the corner. Objects in the rearview mirror are closer than they appear, and you know they are.
I think you're being a bit harsh, Steve, because if you look at our recent results...
Accurate was the word you were looking for.
No, harsh, because, look, we beaten Wigan, we drew against Brentford. Prior to that, we slapped up Sunderland 3-0, who have been a difficult team. We beat Chelsea to make it to the final, even though we were going to go through anyway. We beat Leeds before that. We beat Carrier in the Champions League. And the last game we lost was Man United. So why should we be panicking?
Do I always say, mate, it's the draws that will do you. And drawing at places like Brentford, that's what's going to do you. Like, you've got Wolves. You should beat Wolves Wednesday night, I think it is.
We will.
Tottenham, though, like, let's say you drop a point here, right? Let's say you get a draw against Wolves. City play before you. They're going to be right on your tail then. And then you've got to go to Tottenham and you're going to be thinking, oh no, City have got games in hand. If they win their games in hand.
That's the thing that messes things up, you know. It's the mental games now. Like, who's playing first? If City play first and win, and it's 1 point before a ball's kicked, pressure's on, different pressure. Do you know what I mean? If you kick off first and you're 4 points ahead, ain't the same pressure. It's different. But I looked at both your run-ins. I don't think there's much difference between the run-ins. I don't think anyone's majorly more difficult than the other. So listen, I think it's gonna. Listen, I think it's a good run-in. I'd rather it be a 2, 3, 4 horse race rather than one team just running away with it. So I'm glad that you're getting pulled in by City just to make it a bit interesting, because you were starting to run away with it and I was getting a bit scared of that, I've got to be honest.
Yeah. I don't think we're losing any of these games that are left remaining. I see a couple draws at the very least. I'm not worried, man. I know you guys are trying to...
And what it shows is when it comes to the crunch, you ain't got the bottle.
Steve will see.
When a man says I'm not worried or I'm not scared, that means they're worried and they're scared. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Are you two coming to the Arsenal parade with me, yes or no?
Hell no.
That's all I want to know.
I'll be celebrating. I'll be celebrating from afar. You think? And I'm reiterating every show. If Arsenal win it, I'll be happy. I'll be sending Declan Rice a text. I'll be sending multiple Arsenal players messages saying "well done" and "thank you," because City and Liverpool haven't won it.
You're playing noughts and crosses, Rio. 2-way wins. If it goes Arsenal's way, you go, yeah, I told you. If it doesn't, then you're gonna pile up with Steve and you're gonna be, you know what I mean, bantering. But it's all good.
I'm gonna win either way, because if City win it, I've got banter for days, and you've got a month living with me in LA.
Wow. Talking about,
and if you lot win it, then you've already peaked.
Talking about LA, so obviously we're going to be over in the World Cup. We're gonna so make sure you stay tuned for that, guys. We've got some great stuff planned. But that brings us on to England and Thomas Tuchel getting an extension, by the way, on his contract. What do we think about that, guys? Do you think it's the right decision?
Timing's weird, right?
Yeah.
I think United have had a bit of pressure on there with the timing, maybe.
I think so, yeah. I think so. I mean, I actually didn't think that he would leave England. I think one tournament's probably not enough for him. I think in one tournament, get a bit of experience around it, understand it. If he doesn't win it, then he'll be more confident going to the next one with the pool of players that he's got.
8 wins and no goals conceded. That's probably had something to do with it, right?
Yeah, but when don't England do that in qualifying?
But they've looked different, though. They have looked different.
Do they, though?
To me, they have.
Like when England are playing Andorra and Slovenia and just parceling them up, everyone's like, oh, great. They do that every time. That's not what you get judged on as an England manager. It's can you beat France? Germany.
Can you see the players having a particular reaction to that, Rio? Like what message does that send across to the players who are playing for the national team?
It's very simple. The ones that are being picked and playing and the ones who feel like they're liked and on the good side of Tuchel will be absolutely delighted, punch in the air. The ones who are on the outskirts of the squad, the ones who feel they should be and can't get in, will be going, oh my God, I've got another 18 months of this. I've got to wait for him to go. So normal. And I think it's just like, listen, you want to get in that squad if you're not in there. And if you're in there, you want to stay in there. And I think that so far, I think the players will be happy with him. They'll be excited by what's to come. And we all know he's got some big decisions because he's got a lot of good players in one or two really like specific areas, and his decision making around those picks that he makes are going to be definitive, and they're going to mean if we win or lose. And I think like that attacking midfielder 8/10 position of Jude Bellingham, of Morgan Rogers, of Cole Palmer, of Foden, like those guys, it's a big part of the team where productivity is going to be coming from, and there's going to be loads of people shouting for one of those players, and then if you don't pick that player, there's going to be loads of noise. He's got to be able to handle the noise, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes in the summer.
Have the FA panicked a bit, do you reckon?
No, I don't think so. I think if you were looking to sign a manager for England, you want someone with these credentials. He's won the big trophies. He's been at some massive clubs. True. So, I mean, where do you go from him? Where do you go from Thomas Tuchel? Like, so I think having him for a longer period of time, I think they probably would have signed him for a bit longer if he'd have wanted to at the beginning. But I just think he wanted to see what he was like at international level. Did he enjoy the way that it was in terms of like not being in every day and doing just chunks of it throughout the season? So I think he's enjoying it. He's enjoying his time, enjoying the way that it's set up, and I think the 18 months extension, it suits both parties.
Steve, I'm going to ask you first, and then I'll ask Rio. Does this new contract generally stop him from going to other top clubs?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the fact that his contract was up at the end of the World Cup, there would have been people blowing his phone up. There's quite a few clubs without managers at the moment, and there's probably more that are planning to get rid of their managers. I mean, you lot might be looking come summer anyway if you don't win the title. So, better due diligence from Arsenal would probably be to see what the landscape's saying to get a manager in that's capable of winning something, maybe. But yeah, I think it probably quietens down a little bit of noise for him going elsewhere. And for sure, like, it's the easiest answer ever, isn't it? It's like, I got a new. Who's daft enough to ring him up the day after he signs a contract for an extension?
It's true. It's true. And do you know what? Yeah. He's telling you now, because like in his career, he after spending 5 years at Mainz, he's had short stays everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Dortmund, 2 years in charge, goes. Paris Saint-Germain, 2.5 years. I mean, took him to a Champions League final, wins the Champions League, but leaves after 20 months at Chelsea. Bayern Munich left after just over a year, won the Bundesliga. Like, you don't stay anywhere for that long, really. But so that sign of like commitment to the England cause, I think, is a really, really refreshing kind of look, considering what he's done in the last few years.
So that means that the United job is ruled out, because you guys were giddying, going, he would be your choice, etc. When you see the extra 18 months of the contract given out by the FA, that just stops him from going at all.
Yeah, I agree with Steve. No one's going to be ringing him up now going, listen, do you fancy a little go here at Man United when he's just signed an 18-month extension? No chance. Game over.
I bet Carrick's happy. Saying that, by the way, yeah, do you reckon that gives him a little bit of confidence?
Who's the actual options for United? You like Nagelsmann and Enrique seem to be the two front runners based on just noise online, but that could just be completely wrong direction. You've got Xavi's name keeps getting mentioned. If you look at the actual odds, Glasner and Southgate are still in the mix, but Michael Carrick is odds on. And I think the fact that he's in the chair at the moment, the fact that it's going well at the moment, I think if he can just maintain what he started, it probably is his to lose. But there's no obvious candidate where you go, oh my God, get him because he's the one. There's none. Every one of them comes with a bit of a concern.
That's true. By the way, moving on, boys, Harry Kane, fastest Englishman to 500 goals, career goals. He's reached that milestone. Just have this, by the way. He's reached that milestone 10 games quicker than Cristiano Ronaldo. Not as fast as Lionel Messi, but 10 games quicker than Cristiano Ronaldo, who's deemed one of the best, if not the best in the world ever. So, yeah, you know what? How good is he, man? Wayne Rooney, we had him on the Meets, didn't we, on the Meet show. If you have not seen that, go look in the archives, guys, the Wayne Rooney Real Meet show. But as I said, that he thinks he's the best number 9 England have ever had. Better than him.
Can't really disagree with that, Rio, though. Like, I think when I look at Harry Kane and I look at your errors and like the errors, obviously you played in a successful era. He definitely mixes in with you boys, isn't it?
Yeah, like, I was talking. I was actually on the sun lounge about that outside earlier. You wouldn't notice it from the tan I'm glowing, but he said much. But we were talking about, one of my mates works in the agency, New Era, Jamie, who has got a good knowledge on the game, played the game himself. He said, if there's a player today who you could comfortably say could live in any great era before this one right now, Harry Kane is one of them. And I do believe that. I sit in the same camp. I think he's a player of wonderful ability. He's got more ways to skin a cat than just hitting a ball and rifling it in the bottom corner. He can create. He can drop in as a 10. I think at Bayern now, we're seeing him. I'm seeing some of the clips, some of the positions he's in the pitch, on the edge of his box. Unbelievable. He's still, this season, en route and on track to break Lewandowski's record in that league. So he's doing everything and scoring goals. I mean, it's a ridiculous kind of run of form. And I mean, Michael Owen, again, another one of the Meet shows, was questioning why he'd gone to the Bundesliga, but he's gone there and he's being seen, I think, around Europe as an even better player than we even saw in the Premier League. And that's, again, testament to his hard work, his desire, his diligence, in his obsessive nature around improving and staying at the top of the game.
Rio, like, remember when he started falling deep for England and stuff like that, and we started like criticizing him in this country? Does that tell you something about how we see football versus how other people see football, especially in Germany? Like, they appreciate that, they welcome it.
Yeah, no, but the difference is, I think you can drop deep, right? And you're either going to look terrible and people are going to go, it's because of his age, because he's in a particular team where when he drops deep, nothing's happening. He's just not involved in the game as much. Where in Germany at Bayern, he's dropping deep and he's got runners flying all over the place. There's red arrows everywhere. So he can drop deep and he's still impacting the game with his passing. Some of the passing is like Beckham or Kevin De
It's
Bruyne.
mad.
It's ridiculous. So that's why. I mean, if he dropped deep and there was nothing going on around him, everyone would be going like, what the hell is he doing? Who is he? Why is he here? We've bought the wrong Kane. It's his brother. Like, but because he's got the team, the fundamentals work around him. Wherever he is on the pitch, the team maneuvers to suit that. And then he becomes impactful wherever he is. And so, again, he's you have to give credit, I think, also to not only the team, but to Vincent Kompany. Vincent Kompany's identified different areas in the pitch where he can be effective and is allowing him that freedom. And so Vincent Kompany definitely has to take a bit of credit there.
It's another reason why Gareth Southgate's not the one, lads.
And
saw him trying to play Saka and Foden alongside him. How many times was I saying it? Sitting there saying, you can do this because he's great at it, but you have to have runners come behind. No one is stretching the pitch for England.
It's true. And I'll be really interested to see it with England, especially against the bigger teams as we get later into the tournament, where he will want to come and drop at times. And it does save him a bit of energy at times because he's going into areas where he's not having to run as much maybe. Where are the other players moving? Like if he comes out, that's the whole thing in the game that's never going to change. If a player vacates an area, especially in the forward areas, who's filling that space? Who's filling that area? And England, I thought in that, I agree with Steve. I was shouting the same thing. Where are the players that are running into those areas to fill those spaces where he could supply? Wasn't happening. Yeah. And I'd like to think that will change this year.
Yeah, because if you look at Diaz and Elise, my word, like their numbers, they're look, to me, they're not MSN, but they're touching certain numbers where you're going, ooh, this could be scary. So we'll see what happens over there.
So they got wingers, yeah? Who's your top 5 wingers in the world right now?
I like the emergence of Elise. I'm looking, you can't put none of our boys in there. You can't put none of the Chelsea. What? But you can't though. Well, you want me to be honest? You know? Can't put none of the Liverpool. It's bad, isn't it? They don't actually come from the Premier League at the moment, I would say, you know?
I think I'd say that Paris Saint-Germain might have 2 or 3 of them in the top 5 right now.
Yeah.
Kvaratskhelia, if that's how you say his name, Kava.
Are we talking about form, Rio? Or are we talking about...
Right now. Lamine Yamal.
Yamal is probably... He's still the best, by the way. Like, I think people just like disregard him easily. For me, he's number 1. You've obviously got Rafinha in there as well. Like, absolutely tops. I think
the top 5 is, I think Paris Saint-Germain have got 2 or 3. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, definitely. Olise definitely is in there. Mad.
I don't like to count Mbappe as a winger. But hey, listen, shout out to my boy Lookman as well, you know, cooking things as well, man. Like, you can't argue with him up there. Seriously, he's doing bits. But yeah, anyway, listen, talking about La Liga, right? Trent, aka David Beckham regen. Steve, don't shoot me. Did you see what he was producing on the weekend, Rio? My man is back.
I've seen what people have said, and I got issues.
Well, why have you got issues? He's had 3 injuries this season, Steve. You know, and he comes.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Did you see what the Spanish media say?
Yeah, and that's what I've seen me answer.
Just in case you don't know, for the listeners and the watchers, you've had articles that have said, "Is this David Beckham back at the Bernabeu?" Aesthetically, it was just like Beckham, though much more effective as a weapon for the team. Seeing Alexander-Arnold in action to study the mechanics of a Swiss watch, each pass he makes, every line he draws seems perfect. Now, if we're talking stats, guys, Trent made 48 passes in his 60 minutes that he played, more than any other colleague, right? He delivered more long passes, which was 11 in 60 minutes, than any Real Madrid player had contributed to in all but one previous league fixture this season. Listen, the guy's got skills, man.
Well, what's wrong, Steve? What are you not happy with?
Comparing it to David Beckham is a crime. Stylistically, they're not the same. One's laser-guided bombing, one's carpet bombing. They are not the same.
What are you talking about?
You can call it effective if you want. Like, Bruno Fernandes creates assists. He's not Paul Scholes. You know what I mean? There's a completely different aesthetic to the way these guys play the game. You can't compare how they play the game. Just because he plays off the right-hand side and whips crosses in, they are not the same. They're not even close to being the same.
Tell us the difference, the detail.
One spams crosses and one was laser guided. How many of Beckham's crosses didn't meet the target?
There'll be loads, but he met the target very often. Don't worry.
Trent's a spammer.
No, but I think you're being a bit harsh, Steve, man. Like, you can't deny the guy's passing ability. Like, fair enough. You're allowed to say that he's not as good as David Beckham. Okay, cool. That's not bad, being the second best crosser in a generation, i.e. Trent, that is. Talk about Trent, maybe. But to completely disregard his skill, which is probably his best attribute, I do think you're being a little bit harsh. I mean, yeah.
He made 2 crosses, by the way. This is what people are actually touching the cocks about. 2 crosses.
But did you see the type of crosses, though, Steve?
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? People are talking like he's done something mind-blowing.
No, but Steve,
have some fucking standards.
Steve, I think some of the passes, like, even to see them on the pitch, right, sometimes, where I'm not talking about this particular game, but when you break down passing, I think it's like, it's ridiculous. You're on the run. Like someone like Beckham, I think Trent sits in that category. Kevin De Bruyne will sit in that category. Steven Gerrard, Scholesy, like Pirlo, these guys where they're on the run and they're having to make like split-second decisions, and they're having to take into account where the player is on the pitch, the distance. Do I have to play over bodies, or can I play it low? Do I go with a lofted ball, or do I drill it? Where do I hit the ball? What area of the ball do I hit? How close to the ball do I plant my foot? Like, at what pace do I approach the ball? Right? Do I put a bit of backspin on it? Do I put a bit of side on it? Do I curl it? Like, all of these things are having to go through a player's head. Like, it's not just, I don't think it's an easy thing, and it's quite flippant. I think some people, just passed it. Those things, and they're doing them multiple times. Like, he's done that 11 long passes more than anyone other than one game in any Real Madrid player this season. I think that, the amount of times he's doing this and the amount of times he's hitting the nail on the head with these passes, like, he's an elite operator, man. He's an elite operator at the highest level in terms of passing. Now, we can pick apart his game and talk about other aspects, etc. But when if you just...
You want me to pick apart his game?
No, but when you...
Okay, cool. So, at weekend, defensive contributions was 1, by the way, for a right back. Tackles 1. None. Interceptions 1. One interception.
Yeah, but they
Jules 1.
Yeah, but those stats here can be, there's context with those stats. Were they dominating the game? Was he having to defend in the game a lot? Was there a lot of defensive plays in that game where you go, oh, he's missed out on 8 balls and he's had 8 challenges and only had 1 win?
50-50 possession.
There's always context with these things. But I think
they won 4-1 though.
Yeah, dominated the game. But what I would say is, I think, like, we do worry a lot, and I understand worrying about deficiencies in a player's game, but when you've got a super strength as great as his strength is there, you like Klopp, you find a way to put these players in your team. It's like Kobe Manu we're talking about. His super strength is he's press resistant. He can get you out of situations and change the course of a game through one simple moment that looks easy when he does it. But when it's asked someone else to do that, they're all over the place thinking, right, I'm up kicking the ball with my right foot or left foot here. I don't know where I'm on the pitch. And I do think, as I said, if you can nullify the opposition highlighting that person's weaknesses with the way your team's structured, then he's a massive asset for your team, because he can unlock any team on the planet with the way he plays.
Yeah, you can see he doesn't agree, but it's all good. And yeah, guys, we'll see you next week. No, not this week. We'll see you this week with the new episode. Joel Bayer, Stephen Alson, Rio Ferdinand, signing out. Peace.